Hey guys, it's Rebecca Oberstadt. In today's video, I'm actually going to be doing 4 looks, 1 palette. I'm going to be using the ABH Norvina palette. I had my friend Angel pick out the palette that I used today, so I told her that I would do at least 2 looks. I might snag a nap somewhere halfway in between the day because I've had about 4 hours of sleep. Why am I always dropping everything? Thank God for toes. I am wearing the ABH eye primer on one eye and the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer on the other eye. I'm sure you can see that there is a difference on my eyes. I'm testing these out to see if the shadows work better on one versus the other. I will be doing 2 different looks, so of course they're going to turn out different anyways. I'm not going to talk through this, so I'm going to play music over this, and then I will show you what the look looks like up close afterwards, and then after that you'll see the next 2 looks. So if you have questions, I will show you what colors I'm using as I use them, so that way you can keep track. I will try, being the operative word, try, and put what color name it is, whether it's A1, B5, whatever. I'll try and put that like down here on the screen when I'm editing, so you guys can keep track if you have this palette, or if you have shades that are similar. I'll of course, show the palette as what I'm using color wise. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. My battery is flashing, but I have both of my backup batteries in here with me, and so yeah, I will see you guys at the very end. I'll do like a wrap up with the other 2 looks on. So hopefully you guys like this. this makeup on since this morning. I got a shower, did my makeup, and then the tree guys came about 12:30, 1 o'clock. So I had this on most of the day. It's about midnight right now. This is the ABH Norvina palette. I do have some glitter fallout. This is actually the one glitter shade, but these are just regular like shimmer shades, and I have just as much fallout on this eye as I do on the other one, and there's some creasing on my lid where my mobile lid actually is. But I figured I would record this so I could include it in the video of the 4 looks so you could see it before I washed it. Hey guys, it's Rebecca. I have an Emily here because we have people here cutting trees, 6 trees down in our yard right now, which makes me very sad. They trampled our garden. I had just put a thing of one of those Jiffy kits that has, you know, like 8 or 9 trays that you can put seeds and stuff in. They were just starting to sprout. They've been out there about 2 weeks, and I can't find it anywhere. I don't know what they did with it. They dug up my olive tree from Greece again. They have completely ruined our garden. That the potatoes were almost ready to harvest. I'm so mad. But little Miss Emily is shaking her little butt off, and she's been sitting outside the bathroom door the whole time I've been doing this makeup look. So I figured I better hold her. Oh, I think I like it too. Aw, don't you lick me? That's disgusting. So these are the last 2 looks out of the 4 looks, 1 palette. I think I've used all but 1 shade in here. I even used both glitters. Let me get this open. All right, so there's 2 shades in here I haven't used. I haven't used C2, which is this like, you know, you make life difficult, dog. Can I have my arm? Here, sit in my lap. God, your nails are sharp. Okay, so C2 I haven't used, and C5 I don't think I've used. Yeah, I don't see any marks in the pan on either of those 2 shades. Everything else in here I've used. That yellow is crap. Like this neon yellow, I have it on in here. It's like patchy looking. I even tried using my finger. God, you're killing my legs. Can't you just, here, stay like that. I'm not just put you on your back. Fat enough to stay. It's crap. The yellow is crap. She could have completely done without that shade in here. And either put in a richer color or a lighter color. I mean, but I'm wearing E1 and E5 on this eye and D5 and B3 on the other. This like a warm over here by my nose. That D5 shade is very weird. When I first put it on, I put it lower because I wanted it to be more like a crease type color. It like, I don't know how people do it with dogs in their laps and holding these things. Why are you being so weird? She's all like rigid. Like, look at the feet. She's doing that in my lap too. Fat dog. Was a fat puppy. Fat puppy. Was overweight. She is very fat for a Chihuahua. So when I first put that shade on, it like left like a weird like bloop of pigment there, and then I had another issue here. And then when I got done with like the shimmers and stuff, and I went to take this, this is a crown brush. I had like pink on it from using it on this side, but I had color switched it. I even ran it on my little makeup cloth. Somehow or another, I ended up getting pink from here to here. So I was like, crap. So I cleaned the brush off. I even grabbed like my washcloth, which is dry because I took a shower today. So I didn't like need to use it. But like, you can see the pink marks on there where I like got the color off of it. I dipped it back into B3 and I'm like blending, and even more pink came off. I'm like, ah! So there's like pink all in here. So if you saw that in the application, you're not going crazy. That was a me mistake. But thankfully the shimmer shades on my lid hid the weird bloop here and the weird bloop up here. And I really like this side of the brush because if you put color on one side of it and you use it, you can flip it over without color switching it, put color on the other side of the brush and use it and not transfer the colors. It's that dense of a brush. Goodness gracious, are you gonna ever stop shaking? Over here shaking like a leaf. So, these are both beautiful looks. The E5 shade was super patchy. Even using my finger, it didn't want to like stick where my eye folds. The D5 shade, which is also a darker shade, it was harder to put on and get it to blend out. The E4 shade, which is a plum color, which is like this bottom three, was also difficult to work with. The shimmer formula is really strange. Let me see if I can put it down. All right, oh, here, sit on my rug, stay. That's a good girl. You stay right there. Mommy needs both hands. No, that's it. Yeah, lay down. All right, so the shimmer formula, it's strange. So I had 2 broken shades when I got this palette, which is A1 and A5. And let me make sure my hands are semi-dog germ free. My alcohol bottle's way over there, so we have A1 and A5. They're like completely different shades. I'm even gonna pick up B4 because even that is different than the other 2. So here they are on my fingers. Hello, focus. The A1 and A5 shades are chunkier, like glittery, like flaky, glittery shades. B4 is like a smooth metallic. So when you put these on, it's more, this is A1, then we have A5, which is really kind of chunky, and then we have B4. I don't even think the camera's gonna pick it up on my fingers what they look like, because like you can see where the pigment from this one is still on my finger, but these 2 is basically just shimmer left on my hand. And then let me pick up C1 and C3, because those are similar to B4. So C1 is like a topper shade, so is C3. They're very like sheer and like translucent. This color here is like a duochrome, maybe even a multi-chrome, because it looks purple, and then you shift and it looks blue, and then you shift and it looks pink. So we got C1 and C3. Or just do wider swatches of those. And then I'm gonna stand up and show you my hand so I can get out of the frame. Okay, so this is A1. If you look, it's like chunky. And it's kind of like sporadic chunky. This one is more of a smooth chunk, which is A5. And then you have B4, which is more of a smooth metallic shade. Then you have C1, and you can barely see it. I actually used it as my highlight yesterday when I did 2 looks. It's very, very, very sheer. Even if you try and build it up with a wet brush or your finger, it's always going to stay sheer. It needs pigment underneath of it. The C3 shade is stunning. It's like, look at it there. There's the blue. I mean, look at how it changes. It's like purple, blue, and pink. And I'm like, what? It's like a hot pink fuchsia, and then purple, and then blue. This is also a topper shade, but it's not quite as sheer as the C1 shade. D3 is also very similar to D4, or D3 and 4 are very similar to B4, my bad. So these 2 shimmers here are very similar to this formula. D4 is a little bit, it's like a halfway between C3 and B4 when it comes to like pigmentation and sheerness. And then of course you have the 2 glitters. I've got a little bit of glitter fallout from applying that over my glitter glue, which was E3, but for the most part, once the glitter is on, I have not noticed that it transfers. I haven't noticed it falling down onto my face, and I'm pretty fair, so when glitter falls, I can usually see it. Oh, A2 is also a topper shade. So this shade here and C1 are very, very similar. This is a standard shimmer. It's a very light, I have that on the center of this lid. It's strange because, well, it's nice, but it's strange because you have like 4 different types of shimmer products in here, and then you have the 2 pressed glitters. So you have your sheer chunky, your opaque chunky, you've got your topper, which is translucent metallic, then you have your nice richly pigmented base metallic, you have your standard metallic or shimmer shade, which has a nice sheen to it. It's got good base pigmentation to it. You have like topper shades. You have a multi-chrome. Then you have these 2, which are just like this one up here. They're really nice, smooth, wet feeling metallic shades. These remind me of the texture of the Colored Rain shimmer shadows or metallic shadows, that they literally feel like a cream or a wet shadow. They're that smooth. Some of the mattes are kind of patchy when you blend them out. They need building. Some of them you can build and build and build, and if you touch them with something fluffy, it's gone. There's a little bit of pigment and it leaves a lot of patchiness. You kind of have to put down a color similar to it to get that to blend out, and then put that color down and then don't touch it again. This is one of those palettes that if you don't have an hour to spend on your eye looks, don't get it, because you need the time to blend the shadows. You need the time to tap a little bit on and then blend, and then tap back in once and then tap it on and then blend. It takes a lot of patience and work to get these shadows to work. If I was to work with these on a client, the client could expect to be in my chair a minimum of 30 minutes just for an eye look. I honestly don't think I would use this kind of palette on a client. Yes, they're pigmented shadows. Yes, they blend pretty nicely, but some of them blend patchy. If you have any texture on your eyelids at all, you're gonna have a little bit of difficult times. Where I have this really defined crease where my mobile lid is on this eye, I had a hard time getting anything to want to stick to it. I had to use concealer on this eye, especially to get shimmer shades to stay on it. I used glitter glue with both looks. I used eye primers. I don't have any eye primer on today. I wanted to test and see the longevity without it. They last a good 14 plus hours with eye primer. I have used Urban Decay and the ABH eye primer. You can get a minimum of 14 hours out of a look. That was as long as I wore it until I washed it off. But I mean, it's a beautiful palette. It just takes patience to use it and time. If you don't have either, then you're kind of hosed. I've got messages going off on my phone. I got one on Facebook and one on Depop, and I got another one on Facebook Messenger, and anyways, I'm gonna go. That's just a rundown. This is not a first impressions. This is the 6th time I've used this palette. When I get into like the swatch video and stuff, I'll cover more of what works, what brush, that kind of thing when I do the swatches. But this was just a quick overview of the metallic shades, or the shimmer shades, or what you would consider a shimmer or a metallic. So yeah, those are some of my thoughts on the ABH Norvina Pro Pigment Volume 4. I will see you guys in another video tomorrow. Have a fantastic day or night wherever you are, and spread love and not hate. Bye.